Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Esther Farah. If you are just joining us for the first time, you are highly welcome, and if you're an old subscriber, thank you for coming back. So in today's video, we are going to be cutting and sewing a monostrap blouse, a very beautiful monostrap blouse. If this sounds like what you love to learn, then watch to the end. So in front of me, I have the basic bodice block. This is a full scale basic bodice block because it's a full blouse. I have a very detailed tutorial on this. I'll drop the link in the description box. Another thing to note is I drafted it on fold. You can see my pattern is on fold, so I'm going to cut a full front and a full back. That is what you need to draft a monostrap blouse. So the first thing I want to do is to cut it out. I'm going to cut this pattern out so that we can have it in full before we can start doing all the alterations that we want to do. So I'm going to cut it out now. I'm going to use my tracing wheel to trace these markings out so that it can show on the one below. So let me trace it out. After tracing, I can see my traced line, so I'll just follow it and connect all the lines. So let me connect the lines for the front and the back, then I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so I've traced it out. This is the back and this is the front. So what I will do now, I'm going to just cut out. Okay, for the back, let me show you something. I'll cut out all this excess so that we can tape them together. I'll cut out all this excess here. I'll just cut out our shape from the back tightening. I'll just cut it out. Even for the front, let me just cut out everything so that we'll work with exactly what we want. This is what we have. This is the full front and this is the full back. So what I will advise you to do, so that we will not get confused, since this is a monostrap, we want the monostrap to both be on the same side. So what you are going to do, first you are going to assume that you are wearing the clothes, and this place is going to be right and this place is going to be left. You know, when you are wearing it, it's going to be like this. It's going to be like this if you are wearing it. So just label it as if you are wearing it, and here is going to be right, and here this place is going to be left. So right, left. If you are wearing it, that's how it's going to be. Here is going to be right, left. So place the back to it so that you can label it too. You see it. So this place is left, so here is going to be left. This place is right, so here is going to be right. So there will be no cause for any mistake. You have labeled it, you know where is your left and where is your right. That's the first thing you should do. So let's keep the back aside first, then work with the front. So now for monostrap, the part that you cut off is usually on the left hand side. Whenever you are doing something that is asymmetric, the part that is curved out, the part that is not the same with the other, is usually on the left hand side. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. So any design you want to make on any outfit, if you are making a special design on an outfit, is usually on the left hand side of the outfit. So the monostrap we are going to do is going to fall here. The part that will not have a sleeve or that will not have a shoulder is going to fall on the left hand side. So it depends on the design you want to make. There are some designs that you can still add sleeve to it, and there are some that you will not add sleeve to it. The one you will not add sleeve to it, you just take it from the neckline, you just take it to the armhole direct. But if in case you want to add sleeve to yours, then you come up here, somewhere here, anywhere around here, you stop your monostrap there. So me, this one I want to have a puff sleeve on this part. I don't want this part to be a sleeveless. I want it to have a puff sleeve. So that means my monostrap is going to come and end somewhere here, so that I can attach an off shoulder sleeve on this part. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. So the next thing I want to do, first, you know we have 3x3 neckline here. I don't want 3x3 neckline, so I'm going to increase the neckline. I want the neckline to be 4 inches, so I'm going to add 1 more inch here. I'm going to add 1 inch. So that's where my neckline is going to start from. Then let me use a pencil to draw my style line. When I'm satisfied with it, then I'll use a marker to highlight it. You can draw any style line of your choice. So me, I just want a round neck style line. This is just style line I want. You can determine how deep you want to go. Let me see how deep this is. We already have 3 inches, so this is 6. I think this is fair enough. I don't want it to be that revealing. I don't want it to open my body, so I think I'm okay with this. Okay, so that's fine for me. So let me use my marker to highlight it. So that's going to be my neckline. But if we leave it like this place is going to gape. So we are going to draw a gaping neck, a gaping dart here, so that this place will stay firm on our body. So I'm going to draw a gaping dart to one of my, I'll just draw it to my bust point, and I'll open up by 1/2 inch. See, so before I cut this dart out, I'm going to close this dart. This is to reduce my neckline so that it will not gape. So I'm going to tape it down. Then you see this line has alternated, so I'll redraw it back. So that's what we have. So we can cut it out now, then transfer our dart. So I'll just cut it out. This is the neckline. Then we'll transfer this. I want to see a bust dart and waist dart on my outfit, so I'm not going to transfer any dart. I'm just going to cut it like this and transfer it. So let me cut my neckline. Okay, so this is what we have. So this is how I'm going to transfer it to my fabric. So we'll move to the back now. So for the back, don't forget it's on the left that we have the monostrap. So I will just hold it together by the waistline. Just hold it together by the waistline. Let them match at the waistline. You see, even if this place is overlapping, don't worry, just make sure here matches up. You see it, let that place just match up, and let these places match up too. Okay, so now let's draw our neckline. You know, I added 1 more inch to my shoulder. I added 1 more inch to the width of my neck. I added 1 inch to the width of my neck, so I'm going to add 1 inch here too. 1 inch. Then I'll measure how high I stopped it here. I used 1.75, so I'm going to use 1.75 here too on the left hand side. 1.75. You see it? Then I'm just going to connect it. Don't forget, see it's matching up. This place is left too, so by the time I put it, this mono strap is going to be on the left hand side. So it depends on what, if you don't want a round style line on the back, if you want it to be V at the back, if you just want to do it straight like this, if you want the back to just be straight, you can take it straight like this. But I want the back to be round too. Or let me see, should I make the back straight? No, I want it to be round too, so I'm just going to take it round too. On the back pattern too, we are going to do a gaping dart. I'm going to do a gaping dart, and I'm going to open up by 1/2 inch. This is just to avoid it gaping. We want it to lay flat on our body. So I'll tape it down. Okay, that's fine. So I'm going to cut out the neckline. So this is what we are going to have. So we can separate it now. We can remove our, because it's going to have zip at the back. So we can separate it. So this is our final pattern. This is our front, and this is our back. So you can see it. So we are going to transfer to fabric. Let me put it like this. So you see it. You can, if you notice, this thing is still not matching up. The side is still not matching up because we have not closed the bust dart. But by the time we transfer to fabric, when we close this bust dart, it will match up. So this is it. Let's transfer to fabric and put these beautiful pieces together. Let's go. I've transferred to fabric. Please, when you are transferring to fabric, make sure your fabric is on the right side and you place it like this, so that you will not get confused, so that the strap will not go to different places. This is how we cut it. We want this place to be the right side, so cut it facing upward like this, so that you don't get confused. When we cut it out, then we use pin to transfer this dart to the wrong side. So add your 1/2 inch on your neckline, add any amount you want on the side, add, but make sure you add 1/2 inch on the neckline, on the armhole. Then you cut out. You do the same thing for the back too. So this is the back. You add 1/2 inch on the zipper allowance. This is the zipper allowance. You add 1/2 inch. Yeah, this is zipper allowance. Add 1/2 inch on the neckline. Add 1/2 inch on the neckline. Add 1/2 inch on the armhole. Add 1/2 inch. 1/2 inch. Then on the side, you can add as much as you want. Downwards, you can add any amount you want to hem it down. So I'm just going to cut out now. Okay, guys. So let's transfer our dart. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to place a pin here at the bust point. Then I'll place a pin here too. I'll place another pin. When I say pin, I mean a fixed pin. You see it? This is what I mean. I'm placing it where the dart will stop. So I'll do the same thing for this. Anything I do here, that's what I'll do for the back too. I'll transfer the dart like this too for the back. So I'm just showing you this front as example. So if I turn it, I can see all my pins there. You see it? So with that, I can start tracing my dart. So see it, this is my dart. So that's my waist dart. Then I'll draw my bust dart. Okay. So let me notch where this bust dart is stopping. So I'm just going to give it a little notch to know where the dart is stopping. I want to do the same thing for this one. Okay, so now I know where my dart is going to stop. So you can see my dart. I've transferred my dart here, so I'm going to sew it. I'll go to my sewing machine and sew it. I'll sew the waist dart and the bust dart. So I'll do the same thing for the back too. So just transfer your dart. The back has only waist dart, so just transfer this dart the way we transfer this one. Then let's cut facing for the neckline. We are going to use facing. We're not using lining, so let me cut facing for the neckline. So I've sewn my dart. This is for the front, this is the bust dart, and this is for the back. And I want you to notice something. Look at the side, it's now aligning because I have held my bust dart. You can see it. So now we'll go ahead and fix our facing. So I'll turn it to the front. I've cut the facing already. You should know how to cut a facing. So I'll just go ahead and sew the front facing. Then for the back too, I'll sew the facing. Then for the back, I will attach my zip. I'll attach my zipper to the back. I'll fix the facing, attach my my zipper, then we join the body, then we fix a sleeve. We're almost done with this tutorial. Okay, so this is what we have so far. This is the facing for the front. I fixed it, I pressed it, and this is the one for the back. I fixed the zipper too for the back, and I fixed the facing. So this is how beautiful it's looking. So the next thing we want to do is to shape the sides. So I'm going to put in my measurement. I'm still going to put hemming gum to hold this together, but before I do that, I'm going to hold it by the shoulder first. So I'm going to turn the shoulder like this, and I'll stitch by 1/2 inch. Then I'll impute my measurement, my bust measurement, my waist measurement, and my hip measurement. So I'm going to impute that. Then we'll now cut the sleeve. Okay guys, so I've joined the sides of the blouse and I've joined the shoulder. So the next thing for us to do is to fix our sleeve. Okay, so it's time to cut our sleeve. So the first sleeve we are going to cut is the one for the shoulder. So I'm going to be marking the length of 14 inches while the width is going to be 24 inches. So this sleeve is going to be a very fast one. I'm not using any pattern, so I'll mark 4 inches downwards. 4 inches downwards, then I'll connect the line. The next thing I'll do is to mark the sleeve head. I'll just connect from the top to that 4 inches. I'll just connect it like so, and that's all. I'll just cut it out. That's all we need. I'll just cut it out because we are going to put gathers at the top and we are going to put elastic below. So I'm just going to cut it out now. I left 1 inch downwards that will accommodate my elastic. So I'm just going to cut it out now. Okay, so I'm going to sew gather stitch at the top, then I'm going to pass elastic at the bottom. So that will be my first sleeve. So let's go to the second sleeve. This is the second sleeve. The difference between this sleeve and the other sleeve is the length, because this one is going to be an off shoulder sleeve. So the length is going to be 2 inches shorter than the other one. This one is 12 inches, but the width is the same thing. And I left 1 inch below to pass the elastic casing, then 1 inch at the top to pass elastic casing. So there will be elastic casing at the top and at the bottom, and I'm going to make a curve for the armhole. So I'll bring my bodice, so I can use the bodice as a guideline to make that curve for the off shoulder sleeve. So now I will place it. You see it, I'm placing it so that I can get that curve, the armhole where the sleeve is going to sit. So I've made the curve. So the next thing to do is just to cut it out. So this is the second sleeve. This is the off shoulder sleeve. So I'm just going to cut it out now. Okay, so now I'm going to create casing for the top and casing for the bottom. The sleeve is very simple. So after preparing the sleeve, I fixed it to my blouse. I did that off camera not to waste too much time. So the next picture you are going to see is the finished look. Wow, this is the finished look. This is the finished look of the blouse. You can see it looking so pretty. Wow. And this is me rocking it. I rocked it to a graduation party of a fashion school and everybody loved it, and I love it too. So if you found value in this tutorial, please give it a thumbs up, click on the subscribe button. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you for watching. Bye.